Have you ever wondered why some things are so hard to change, even when we've firmly made up our minds? Today, let's talk about an ancient story that holds the secret to achieving permanent, life-altering change. Let's look at just how much wisdom is hidden in this tale. I think many people, including myself, have asked this question in our hearts hundreds of times. Whether we're trying to break a bad habit or seeking a breakthrough on a spiritual level, that change to the bone always feels just one step out of reach. So, what is the reason behind this? Well, the answer might be hidden in a story that sounds simple, but don't underestimate it. This story isn't just exciting. It reveals a critical factor we often ignore when we chase our goals. What is it? Let's find out. The pact between two friends. The story begins long ago with two wealthy merchants who were the best of friends. They were so close that, to ensure their friendship would continue forever, they made a pact. If we each have a child, one boy and one girl, let's have them marry. It was a classic arranged marriage from birth. As the girl grew up, her heart turned toward the Buddha, and she longed to become a nun. However, because of the marriage contract, her parents insisted she complete the wedding first. She agreed, and the wedding took place. But no one expected that just a few days after the wedding, she would make a firm decision to leave home. She fled to a nunnery, and she practiced with such intense diligence that she soon attained the state of an haughty, magnificent level of enlightenment. The husband's fury. Now think about the husband's reaction. He was furious. My wife ran away to be a nun. In a fit of rage, he led a large group of people to the nunnery, intending to take her back by force. But he was completely unprepared for what happened next. When he arrived and saw his wife, she was already wearing saffron robes and sitting in deep meditation. He thought to himself, she probably hasn't taken her final vows yet. So he stepped forward to grab her hand and drag her home. This is the turning point of the story. Just as his hand was about to touch her, his wife suddenly flew into the air and displayed incredible supernatural powers. Imagine the scene, thunder and lightning in the sky. The husband and his men were completely awestruck. Standing there, he understood immediately. This person was no longer the wife he once knew. His anger vanished, replaced by deep reverence. Without a word, he knelt down and begged her to descend, saying, "Please, be my teacher. Teach me the Dharma," a shared destination. Though they started on very different paths, they reached the same destination. The wife's achievement directly inspired the husband. After hearing her teachings, he attained the first stage of awakening right then and there. Later, with his parents' permission, he also ordained and eventually became an arhat, just like his wife. Truly incredible. The hidden seed. But the big question is, how did they do it? How could they achieve in a single lifetime what takes many people eons to reach? There had to be a deeper reason. The monks at the time were just as confused, so they asked the Buddha. The Buddha's answer finally solved the mystery. It turned out that the root of their success wasn't in this life, but in a vow made in the very distant past. The Buddha explained that during the era of Kassapa Buddha, the two were also husband and wife and practiced together. Most importantly, before she died, the wife made an extremely specific vow, and the husband made a corresponding one. That powerful, clear, shared volition, vow, was like a seed that traveled through time and space to finally bloom in this lifetime. Why we haven't reached yet? A contemporary master once used this story to ask a piercing question. Look at yourselves. We have practiced for so long. What fruit have we harvested? Have we attained the first stage, the second stage, or nothing at all? This question is worth thinking about. The master pointed out that the problem might not be a lack of effort, but that we never truly planted the seed. We lack that powerful, specific intention. A seed isn't a vague wish. It's a very clear, concrete vow. Just like that couple, they vowed to marry, then ordained together under Shakyamuni Buddha and attain arhatship. Every detail was clear. How to accelerate? One student then asked the practical question. If we have to wait for the next Buddha to appear, isn't that too long? Is there a faster way? Another student suggested relying on the original vows of the Medicine Buddha. The master praised this because, according to the Medicine Buddha Sutra, his great vows can help practitioners accelerate their achievement, potentially reaching the goal within 3 lifetimes, or even within this very life. The blueprint for change. In the end, this story teaches us that profound transformation is never an accident. Just like growing a plant, it requires specific conditions, a clear seed, your specific vow or intention, fertile soil, your foundation of practice and ethics, sunlight and water, your persistent effort. When these conditions meet, the harvest becomes inevitable. Every thought we have and every goal we set right now is a seed being planted for our future. Take a moment to think. What kind of fruit do you want to harvest in your future? And right now, at this very moment, what kind of seed are you choosing to plant for yourself?